So I just got a question from a little boy. He asked, what can Dhamma help me? So because I have no time, he asked a few weeks ago, so I just find time to reply him, and I think it might be useful for those who also would like to understand the benefit of Dhamma, or how can the teachings of the Buddha help you in your daily life. So that is why I do the live video right now. So I hope you find this video helpful and useful for especially your children. If they may also have the same question, like a little boy who was asking me why his mom always bring him to the monastery and pay respect and pay homage to the monks, to the Buddha image. So what can he gain from the Dhamma? Because he said that his mom always tell him that Dhamma is good, and Dhamma is a way of life, and you should do that, you should follow this and follow that. So okay, so let me try to explain you, and I think first of all it is important for you to really understand what the Dhamma is. So Dhamma is a Pali language, and in Sanskrit we normally pronounce it as a Dharma, which means literally it is a law of nature. But when we refer to the teachings of the Buddha, Dhamma is the teachings of the Buddha. In Buddhism, it is referred to the teachings of the Buddha, or a lesson, instruction, principle, or guidelines that the Buddha expounded, that the Buddha taught to all of us. So that's the Dhamma means. We refer to the teachings of the Buddha, whatever the Buddha taught, or some people might refer to it as a way of life. Some people may refer to it as a philosophy. Some people may refer the Buddha's teaching or Buddhism as a religion. Whatever. To my idea is because I have been living in this monkhood for over 20 years, and I find it is really a practical way of life that leading me to enjoy peace and happiness within this very life. The more I practice the Dhamma, the more I gain the benefit in this very moment in this very life. And when we talk about the Dhamma, it is very detailed, and to make it short, I just would like to share my own experience, what the Dhamma can help me. Well, first thing is Dhamma can give you the understanding of reality. Whatever you are facing, whatever problems that you encounter on your daily basis, you would feel confidently be able to solve it peacefully and wholesomely as well, not just peacefully but also morally or wholesomely. And by the teachings of the Buddha, that has taught me a lot of things, especially always reminds me to acknowledge whatever is happening in this very moment. For say, if you have a hard time facing something which is very difficult for you to deal with, or maybe in a situation when thing doesn't go the way you want, so you feel like hopeless, you feel like you lose everything in your life. So this can really give you the idea, give you the understanding and wisdom to acknowledge and accept reality as it is. Because what may come, let it come. We cannot avoid suffering, we cannot avoid problems in our life. Just like the Buddha taught in the Four Noble Truths, which is the core teaching of Buddhism. The first Noble Truth is the Noble Truth of suffering, which means life is suffering and life has a problem. As long as you exist into this world, you started to face and encounter a lot of problems. Since the day you conceive in the mother's womb until you born and live this life up to today, you have encountered a lot of things which you don't like, a lot of things which disappoint you, which make you sad and depressed. So this is kind of suffering that we face in our life. Even though we study the Dhamma and also we practice the Dhamma, it doesn't mean that we will not face any problem. No, we still face problem. Whatever comes, it may come, but the power of Dhamma remind us of accept whatever may come, whatever comes in our life. Just acknowledge it, accept it. So that is the first noble truth that the Buddha taught. So this is really important point, first of all, for all of us to understand that when there is life, there is a suffering. So accept it when you face the problem, just acknowledge it. And then with the teachings of the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha, it led me to also be able to understand that if I really want to end that problem or solve the problem, I should try to understand the root cause, the origin, the source of the problem. Where does it come from? And why? What happened, It is really important for you to understand the reason behind it, why this happened. And then, only then, you will be able to find solution to end the problem, as long as you have understood the root cause of the problem behind it. So this is how I can always remind myself when I face hardship in my life and I face difficult situation. I always take this teaching into my head and try to solve the problem, because I find this is really very practical and also very logical, systematic ways of dealing with problem. So to say, the Four Noble Truths, or the Ariya Satya, the Four Noble Truths. And one of the other things that I would like to say in order to respond to you, that how can Dhamma help you, it is specifically you need to understand that Dhamma can help you unless you practice the Dhamma. If you just learn the Dhamma, if you just recite the Dhamma, know the Dhamma, listen to the Dhamma, no matter what you have learned or how much you have learned, but if you don't put that into application, if you don't apply that, practice that, you will not enjoy the benefit of the Dhamma. Just like in the verses, the Dhammapada that the Buddha said, those who protects the Dhamma will be protected by the Dhamma. So protect here means to practice. Those who practice the Dhamma will be protected by the Dhamma, which means when you apply the teachings of the Buddha in every of your activity on your daily basis, so you will see the benefit by yourself. You don't need to ask others. If I do this, how can I get? What can I get from this? If I give this little money or much money, how much merit, how much bon I can get, you know? You don't need to ask others. When you really practice that, you will understand the immediate benefit of the Dhamma. Because you don't need to wait for next life to enjoy the benefit of the Dhamma. Of course, you can enjoy it here and right now, you know. For example, like if you if you undertake or observe the 5 precepts without any break, you will enjoy the benefit within this very life, here and now. You don't need to wait for next life to enjoy the benefit of practicing the Dhamma. So just for says like in the 5 precepts, the first precept, the first training rule is to refrain or avoid from harming others, from killing any living beings or creatures. If you don't break this precept, instead of harming others, causing harm to anyone around you, to your friends, to your enemy, to those you don't like, you will enjoy the happy moment in this very life within yourself and also with everyone around you. Because the more you avoid from making harm to others, the more you broaden your loving kindness, your compassion, your loving friendliness, your care towards others. The Buddha said, hatred does not cease by hatred, by love alone does it cease. Which means if you harm others, if you hate others, that cannot solve the problem. You cannot really find peace, just only even within yourself. How can you find peace while you harm others? So you will see the benefit by yourself when you observe, undertake this first precept, Panatipata Veramani, refraining from causing harm to other living beings. So this will give you the present benefit of observing the 5 precepts. So this is how I can explain you from my practical experience. How can the Dhamma help you? So unless you really practice the Dhamma, only then you will see how Dhamma will help you. I have seen that some of people, they just keep complaining about the doing meritorious deeds, doing bon. They always say, why bon, why merit never helped me, They always expect the result, but if we look seriously into their action, they haven't been practiced or put the Buddha's teaching in the right way, or they haven't applied the teachings of the Buddha on their daily basis. So how can Dhamma help them without practicing the Dhamma, You really cannot reach the goal. Just like when you want to go somewhere and you don't go, you just keep asking, praying, wishing, oh, I wish that I would be in Phnom Penh, I would be in Cambodia. And you keep praying, you keep wishing, you keep asking, by offering this and offering that, incense, candle, you know, does that help you? If you don't walk, if you don't go, will you reach the destination? Will you arrive in Cambodia? Yeah. So in the same way, when we talk about Dhamma, how can Dhamma help me? How can Dhamma improve the quality of my life? You should ask yourself, have you applied the Dhamma in your daily life? In every of your activity? Like the way you speak, the way you act, the way you think? Is that always with the Dhamma? Or it's not? Or does not? Because sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time our mind tend to think about something which is unuseful, which is very unwholesome, which is very evil, which is very negative, and also tend to attach so much to every object around us through eye doors, ear doors, nose door, tongue door, body door, and mind door. You know, if we really take this thing into detail, we will see that in our daily life, most of the time we spend on thinking something which is not useful, which is not very important at all, and we even know that it is not wholesome, it is not meritorious, it is not good, you know, but we still think, we still act, we still speak in the way the world reacts to our mind. So this is why we cannot enjoy the benefit of happiness, you know, and we keep blaming, we keep complaining about the Dhamma. Why Dhamma does not help me? It is impossible, you know, it is impossible. If you don't practice, if you don't apply the teachings into your life, you will never enjoy the benefit of the Dhamma. So just for simple example, just like the 5 precepts, like I have already raised, if we really follow it, follow means practice on daily basis in every activity that we performed, through body, through speech, and through mind. And we have to think positively and wholesomely, not just positively, you know. We have to think wholesomely, meritoriously, you know. And also we have to speak wholesomely, meritoriously, and as well as we have to act or perform things, do things meritoriously and wholesomely, you know. So this will improve the quality life of your living. So this is as much as I can share within very little time that I'm able to respond to your question, and I hope that this can be useful and helpful for your children if they are able to watch and try to understand how can Dhamma help them in their living. So especially, you know, you have to teach them and you have to explain them what is the Dhamma, and how to practice the Dhamma, how to apply the Dhamma, so that they will get the benefit of the Dhamma. So make sure that apply the Dhamma in your daily life, practice the Dhamma, only then you will gain the benefits of the Dhamma. So thank you very much for watching, and I wish everybody be happy and be peaceful and be blessed by the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha.